in a space of around 6 square miles. Each housing estate has a gang and borders as many as 5 rival gang areas.
There's 14 so-called territories. They're divided by boundaries. What you see as roads is really boundaries. For example, to your left-hand side here, this is a boundary that separates Barrel from this side of the road, which is known as Toy.
Alex Richardson first started gang fighting as a very young child in the 60s. He's now a community leader, working with young gang members in the same Easterhouse area where he used to fight.
This is now you leading skinheads, and we go over the bridge here. You're now in what's known as Baltoy. This is the area where I grew up. That was my first gang at 4-year-old. You would chase one gang down the hill, they would chase you up the hill. It's all marvellous fun. You're 4 and you think it's exciting. 15 years later, and it gets more serious. You're the person that gets a name for yourself. And then suddenly that big world of yours when you were 4 becomes that small prison. When you're 16, you daren't leave your area. You daren't go to bus stops. Anywhere out your area, you feel you could be attacked because of your reputation. We can't go and do nothing. You're a prisoner. Well, look at Wellhouse there. You know, that's possibly 10 or 12 streets. East Hall, similar.
We returned to the Wellhouse area one Friday night. This boundary road had become a battleground. Approach to youth violence that may offer lessons to the rest of the UK. It's the product of decades of experience of dealing with youth gangs that have been active for generations. It's Gala Day in the East Hall area of Greater Easterhouse. The bouncy castles and staff have been provided free by a charity. Many of the charity's employees are former gang fighters, like 18-year-old Paul.
I was fighting for ages. I used to fight when I was younger, but ever since I've started this place, it's just been good. No fighting anymore. It just takes your mind off it because you've got somewhere to do.
The Gladiators charity helps stop youngsters fighting by overcoming boredom, giving them something to do, and ensuring they can actually do it by providing transport so youths can cross gang boundaries safely. 17-year-old Stephen, whom we met earlier from the Skinheads gang in East Hall, is being bused to football training. Although the pitch is only a 10-minute walk from his home, he could only walk there by crossing 2 rival gang territories.
Obviously, it's not a safe area. You can't go. You go to play football and you get attacked by other people. Didn't have a minibus or that. Just end up fighting when you're coming up here.
The Gladiators sports facility is on the edge of Provenhall, territory of the Provy Rebels gang. On the night dispatches visited, first eggs were thrown, and then a group of youths, suspected gang members, hung around threatening and shouting abuse. Gladiators doesn't just ensure that youths can play football safely. It also tries to break down territorial barriers.
You know, I used to fight with a couple of people on the team, but not in a well, but used to fight with them before the football team and started, ended up being pals with them, found it alright.
There are youths from 7 different gang areas in this team.
The breaking down of the barriers is important. The team does do that. They get to see beyond the gang tag, if you like, and they get to see, well, I'm just a normal person at the end of the day.
Andy Gilbert offers football and coaching 3 days a week, 51 weeks of the year.
I think it's a sustainability factor that is key. And you listen to these boys, and a lot of them will tell you that this was a great idea, this was brilliant, but it only lasted 8 weeks, this only lasted 6 months. Whereas we're sustained, we're regular. The boys know Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, even if it's only just somewhere for them to come.
What's particularly innovative about Gladiators is that it's also a successful business. It hires out play equipment and has service contracts to supply schools with educational materials. As a result, the project is 90% self-funding. With the profits from the business, the charity can afford to provide free play facilities to younger children all over Greater Easterhouse. Catching them young, before they start gang fighting, is the charity's single biggest priority. Alex Richardson, its founder and chief executive, believes that Gladiators is a model that the government should be funding and promoting elsewhere.
We have proved that we can create jobs. We have proved that we can take large amounts of kids off the street. Might not cure all the problem, but we can take a substantial amount of kids off the street. We've proved we can develop them. We have proven strategies on record with the government that's worked.
The local council spends around £73 on every child in Glasgow. Gladiators spends £125 on the kids it caters for. Projects that address youth violence and territorialism, from childhood to adulthood, are few and far between in Britain. The government has promised to spend an extra £184 million on youth services over the next 4 years. While we wait for solutions, more and more children are growing up amidst horrific levels of violence on our streets.
That's a would not care when was stabbed. Because when he was going through, the blood was like dripping from his hands. It was sadder because when I see when we get older, we'll end up seeing people getting killed instead of getting stabbed so well. It will be worse so well.